Happy Wednesday, everyone. 4th of July is tomorrow. That means today is the 3rd. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. We are powered by advanced trading. Well, can't talk about 4th of July without saying the old saying, as Connor B likes to say, boom goes the dynamite. Anyone who knows or has ever been on the internet, there was a young man, they put him in front of the camera in Ball State, and he had the worst of a go of it. But if you're out there after this show, Google or go on YouTube and search Boom Goes the Dynamite. Might look like the ATI Pro Media crew when we were young and just start going. But this kid really struggled. Then someone made a basket and he said, boom goes the dynamite. Well, will the dynamite go boom in the grain markets today or the ag markets, livestock, etc., outside markets? We will see. Action-packed day. Last day for me here at RFD TV. Had the awesome opportunity to host Market Day Report. And then, of course, Scott the Cow Guy had my two co-hosts, Brady Huck and Connor Bridgman, both on Cow Guy Close. Connor was down here personally and got to see how it really gets done at a media station. With that, let's bring them in and we'll go over the headlines one by one. We'll talk about facts, not feelings. Today's news today. Connor B., how are you, sir?
Doing good. Hey, and I got to say, your boom goes the dynamite. You're getting too excited. The kid, if you remember, he was like, and boom goes the dynamite.
I know.
It's like no inflection whatsoever, but it always makes me laugh.
We will, Papa Rick's probably working on a little clip, and I think Brady's getting a picture he's loading up. We'll show his face, but he did look like a scared Tommy Grisafi on live TV. But I'm not scared to be here. And first of all, thank you all to who watch every day. My wife Gina Grisafi, an employee and an owner of Advanced Trading. Oh, we have so many owners. Gina being one of them. But she gets so many nice phone calls from people calling in saying, hey, I enjoy the show. I like the show. If you like us, give us a call. 1-855-737-FARM. Have questions like, hey, what's the deal with these locks closing on the Mississippi River, whatever. Give us a call. Email us info@ATI Pro Media. I'm not at that particular phone. I can't answer today, but Joe Grisafi's there. Gina Grisafi. A lot of Grisafis here. All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, Advanced Trading on YouTube. Ring the bell. Headlines. Connor B. Let's go. Full screen on Connor so I can get a sip of coffee.
Yep. First headlines I had. Tommy, you talked about it. Markets are closed. No night trade for the 4th of July. And we're not going to open the night. It's going to be a hard open on Friday. It's going to be interesting to see what's the price action. Are we going to see low volume? Going to be nothing. Everyone's taking the long weekend. We'll see. It'll be a hard open 8:30 Friday. And so we will not be going live for 4th of July either. But I think we will try and do something for Friday and see what the markets are doing and get together there. Tommy, we had a flash sale. Private exporters reported sales of 110,000 metric tons of soybeans for delivery to unknown destinations. So we will take it in these lower prices. We say it all the time. We got to find some demand. And so we'll take all the flash sales we could get.
Absolutely. And this is normal, right? Prices drop. Should be selling stuff. We like it. Totally like it.
Yep. It'd be, I think you and Brady talked a little bit about where that safrinha corn crop harvest pace is. And, you look at our window of opportunity this is on corn exports I'm thinking of. They're about 50% harvested. Last year they were 20%. Tommy, we get more of that safrinha corn crop that's ready to be exported. We're going to need some help. Maybe that's in the dollar real. Maybe we become my head or window of opportunity gets a little bit narrower. So we'll watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, if we didn't want to have super, super long shows, is it just okay if people always want to say, why is corn down? Why is corn down? We have too much. Demand's just okay. And why else is corn down? Just in general, like this up 5 yesterday and then trade down. Why is corn down? What is the bullish story, right? Do we have it?
Yeah, that's a question. If we could get questions in the comments and I'll pose it to you.
Yeah. We'll
why
keep going
are
through headlines, but that is a great.
Why are you green? But let's do it at the end. Yeah. Pop it up and we can talk about at the end of the show. Hurricane Beryl, and I hope I'm saying that right, Tommy. Earliest storm, I think it's set to hit Jamaica and the other islands in the Caribbean today, I think. But it's the biggest and earliest Category 5 that we've ever seen. We've never seen this early in June or into July. So they're saying climate change is why we're hitting it. But big Category 5 hurricane. set to hit Jamaica, I believe, today.
Yeah, never good. And of course, as a young trader, I remember several times the Midwest being dry and we needed a rain so bad. And then those rains would come up like in July, kind of more of an August, like it'd be a dry summer. And then I remember a couple times many years ago, we had 10 inches in one day. That's what type of moisture can come up with those hurricanes. So,
Yep.
weather people, they love talking tornadoes. Not that they like tornadoes, but they love talking about them, like our friend that streams that stuff. And then hurricanes, just wild to watch the power and energy of Mother Nature. Speaking of weather, talked to a few clients today before we started live streaming up in North Dakota, and they are wet, they are cold or cooler. They're going to need some GDUs. They're already talking about if we had a early frost year, there'd be some major problems. So the corn crop's not made yet, folks. If you look at the acreage that goes into Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, or what didn't go in with PP, before we get so bearish, I could still think of a few things that could get this thing going, but not today. Not today, kind of
Yep.
be not
And I'll give
today.
you're speaking about precipitation. I've kind of been a little bit of a complainer, which I know, Tommy, don't make fun of me. I know you deal with North Dakota clients, and if a guy's complaining about weather in Central Illinois, usually I see Brady rolling his eyes right now. But it's
Hmm.
raining today. We're getting precipitation. It looks like we're going to have a wet fourth, which usually my family, we golf on the 4th of July. Might not get to do that, but that's quite okay because we needed the rain, and it looks like it's coming. Yesterday, I was at a seed. It's funny you mentioned GDUs because I was at a seed meeting, and it was Central Illinois, and he was talking a lot about optimal kernel fill and the temperatures we wanted to see during
Okay.
the day and during
Carnaby,
the
give
night.
a plug for who you spoke for, buddy. That was awesome. I got a really nice positive review. City, state, what group? Give them a plug.
Yeah, Pioneer Seed meeting in Eureka, Illinois. It was Chad and Tessa Lehman who put it on, so it was good. But Andy was his name, was the seed rep, and the thing that stuck out to me, right? I'm a marketing guy. I'm a average agronomist. No, I'm a below average agronomist at best. But he was talking a lot about kernel fill and optimal temperatures, and so it was in the 78 to 81 degrees is where that's the optimal kernel fill for if we want to see the big bushels. And I just saw Farm Doc U of I put out, the long range weather forecast. We're kind of looking at lower temperatures from July right now, Tommy. So
Mm-hmm.
interesting, if we want to be positive, right, we're getting the precipitation. If we get some good temperature, hopefully we can get some really good yields. Not exactly right. If you wanted to be a grain bowl, probably not what you're looking for. So
Absolutely.
interesting to see. Always good
Yeah.
to hear.
Real quick, do you have some more headlines?
No, I got one more, but go ahead, Tommy.
Great. Well, I was out. My daughter goes to school, and my oldest daughter goes to school in Iowa, and people say stuff, and it's not true. They read headlines, and they're, Dad, did you hear John Deere's getting rid of all their Iowa employees and moving it to Mexico? I'm like, that's not true. Well, they got rid of 800 people. I said, do you know how many people work at John Deere? So I actually made her sit down. I go, before you go acting like because you're a senior in college and you understand the structure of John Deere, one of the greatest ag companies ever, if not the greatest, they've kept a lot of people employed for a long time. So I think John Deere has close to 80,000 employees worldwide. They're allowed to lay off 1% of their people. That doesn't mean they gave up on America. That doesn't mean they're not a patriot. That doesn't mean they don't like Iowa. But they are running a business, and they're the major sponsor of a lot of TV shows, and they have really provided a lot of jobs for Americans. But they, like us or anyone else, need to adjust. And so when you break down how big these companies are, if I told you John Deere laid off 1% of their people, really stinks if you're part of the 1%, but it's far from they've given up on agriculture. So let's just be perfectly clear here before everyone goes bashing ag companies. Back to you.
Yeah, well said. Other headline I have, Tommy, is we talked a lot about it 6 months ago, but the rhetoric has changed dramatically. And so the big headline that kind of spurred this is Shell pauses the biofuels project amid tough market conditions. They were planning to build multi-million-dollar facility, I believe, in the Netherlands. They're pausing it because we're just not seeing the demand on the biofuels, Tommy. And to me, it's very simple. It is absolutely reliant on government mandates. The biofuels, the renewable diesel, it's 2 to 3 times more, right, than what you could go get in the free market if you wanted to put whatever you wanted in those planes in terms of that. So that's what it is, and we're not really seeing the bit right. I especially talked a lot about it into February, March, how we wanted to see a big renewable fuels mandate, right? We wanted to see that RFS standard where we really pushed to see the biofuels in planes and see that mandate. We didn't get that, right? Which was very disappointing. And now we're seeing the biodiesel demand. It really feels like it's simmering, Tommy. I mean, we've got a long way to go. We've talked about how many crush plants are going online in the next 5 years. A negative thing that we could see, I think, for demand is, do we start seeing some of those get canceled as we go forward?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have any other headlines, Connor?
Nope, that's all I got. Big one was that biodiesel and how the rhetoric's changed. Look at the hurricane.
Absolutely.
Price action, beans rallying a little bit. Corn's still down 3.5.
Let's talk. We'll talk premium content real quick. Who we hit on yesterday, who we're going to have on today. We'll get everyone home. We want to answer some questions. I guess we should just ask a question and keep it hanging out there for people to watch the show on the afterplay. Is give me something to be really bullish about, right? If a D's $5 call is trading 5 cents, tell me why that's undervalued. I think it's priced perfectly, right? There are hundreds of thousands of open interest of so many options. If you think they're wrong, step up there, old Dave Portnoy, and place your bet. All right. All right. With that, let's talk about premium content. Yesterday we had Jesse Allen on. So many of you know Jesse. He's a fan favorite. Jesse talked about the markets, and we also talked about what it's like to be a media guy with Jesse Allen, waking up at 5 in the morning. Interesting enough, when I was talking with Jesse yesterday, I was in Nashville at RFD Studios. He was at his own home studio. New wife, new baby out there. And we're talking about that. I'm at one of the greatest ag companies in America, live streaming with him from that company. I found that interesting nonetheless. You can do with that information what you want. And then today we're going to have the Land Talker with corn prices, 350 cash, 375 cash corn. Let's see how land prices are shaping up here for the month of June. Jim comes on once a month, talks about land, and we take it from there. So with that, if you're interested in premium content, Jojo or Rick, someone run the advertisement. It's $1 a day, $30 per month. Cancel with a phone call's notice, with 30 days notice, and get those daily emails. You get those texts. You get the action-packed videos, and you get to call in or email or talk to us at any time. If we have that tape, let's play that. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today. Click that button. Now, you got to do more than click the button, but you do need to go to www.atipromedia and subscribe. I'm looking forward to getting back to my home setup. I'm like, where do I put my hands?
You've been gone a while. It's going to be, you mentioned.
Bet you the dogs missed me.
I bet they do. Land Talker, it's going to be interesting to see because you start penciling a lower cash rent and what you could get if you're sitting on some money looking at where to invest it, right? If land's paying X, you can do pretty well just going and getting yourself a CD. So interesting to see. I'll make sure to tune in for that one and see what he has to say about that.
Absolutely. Let's bring in the questions. You read them off, kiddo.
DE and NTR dragging along the bottom. Maybe a good chance to pick up some discounted ag stocks. DE and NTR. What are those, Tommy?
Well, we have John Deere is DE. NTR, okay. I'm going to need a price check on IL1 for that one. Yeah, I'd love to see an overlay of John Deere.
Nutrient.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, you do need a little fertilizer to grow some corn. Let's get some overlays of those. We'll overlay John Deere and Nutrien with the price of corn. I think you'll see when corn spiked during the Russian invasion that really it's distorted everything.
I'll give you a wild guess if you could pick the top of Nutrien ag stock. I bet you'll get pretty dang close to the year.
Where's it trading right now?
Right now it's 51.09.
I'm gonna go with like 83.
Oh no, I was gonna pick the time.
Oh, not the price. Well, it had to be like 2 weeks after Ukraine war.
April of 2022.
And we got invaded they invaded February, right? So
Yep.
January, February, March, April, right?
So
6 weeks after. Yeah, they go tick for tick. You can't have that shocked face on that John Deere laid off some people when corn has 350 cash and the cost production for growers. The biggest, saddest thing out there in the ag industry is everyone saying sell it when it comes to your cost production. You are going to sell bushels no matter what. You're going to sell bushels you can't store, and you are going to sell bushels to pay down your operating, regardless of where your cost production is. One quick thing about the cost production. If the market's ever allowed you to sell a bushel $2 above your cost production, the markets will allow you to sell grain $2 below your cost production. If you don't believe me, stick around and just watch.
well said. Buckeye Farm Boy, lawns are brown in southwest Ohio. Chances of rain in the forecast next 3 days for us. Buckeye, hopefully
Buckeye
you
had a hard time getting it in. Now he needs a rain. Ohio,
hopefully hopefully you get this precip that we're seeing in central Illinois. I hope it's working your way. It might go north of you a little bit, but I hope you get the precipitation. We'll see. Farmer Bread again. Kamala Harris odds to win president have surpassed Biden in a couple different polls.
yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit. So there's this app. Hold on, let me get it. And if you go full screen on Connor, I'm going to pull it up. Okay, so go on Connor, start going. There's Connor. Start talking. I will pull that up. So I don't want people to think we're just making this stuff up or what are they
Look,
talking about. I want to show you when you see all these tweets and what happened yesterday that some odds went crazy here on the odds makers here, and it's called the
well,
predicted. So you stay right there. I'm going to get predicted
okay.
up. I don't
All right.
want
I
us
love
to
going
speculate.
full screen, Connor, but Tommy's going to talk. Look it
Hey,
up. I'm going to go to the next question. You get it when you're ready. Luke, I've
I'm
confirmed
just
some
waiting
corn
for my
acres.
turn to talk.
Corn acres in eastern North Carolina and eastern South Carolina have had insurance called on them and have been mowed in hopes of planting beans when rains return. Ours isn't as bad, but it is dry here. Yeah, and the conditions really reflect that, don't they, Luke? Where you're, I believe the Carolinas are plummeting crop conditions the worst. So it's interesting when you compare North Dakota or North Carolina, I'm sorry, to Illinois, where they're already talking about mowing it and trying to plant beans because it's that far gone. But I'd have to imagine your planning dates are probably significantly earlier than where we're going to start in Illinois. All right, Tommy, what you got?
Well, this is predicted, and this is what happened. I was out with some friends yesterday, and around 3:30, 4 o'clock, the a lot of tweets started going by, but predict it. This is, I guess I would call this like the Barstool app of elections and other stuff,
Okay.
but in particular, presidential candidates. They're betting who's vice president. Anyway, this is what people are talking about. Major news broadcasters are watching this, have this on their screen. We have current President Joe Biden. He's trading at 43 cents, which is funny to quote it in cents. I like that. Down a penny. Kamala's bid, Gavin's bid, Michelle Obama is bid, and then you see the rest there. Pete, his name's been brought up a lot. Pete Buttigieg and Hillary Clinton. So this is if the president was to step down or not run. A couple things. They're thinking that maybe these are like conspiracy theory type people, but I have a feeling of all the conspiracy theories out there, a couple of them are going to be right. And so I think a lot of people like say crazy stuff. And then when something happens, they come back and tell you how smart they are. But there's been talk that they'll put Kamala as president now because it might be easier to run her as a current president versus a like a vice president elect. So this is what people are doing. I don't know. Place your bets. You get tired of playing corn. Predict it. So interesting. In Europe, they have these things like these things run wild. So when we quote, you know, his comment, read that comment again. This will make more sense now. The one about pop that up, Joe.
Oh, Kamala Harris odds to win president have surpassed Biden in a couple different polls. And the one you had, Tommy, it was like what, 4 cents? It was almost 50-50.
Yeah, and then Farmer Brett, just a little spelling correction. It there's another A at the end of the L, but you know what? Taking spelling advice from me is not the way to go. Anyone who knows me will find that hilarious. We love you, Farmer Brett, and keep being you, buddy.
1% excellent corn in North Carolina. We're coming for your record corn conditions spot, Pennsylvania. Hey, you want to talk about taking a flyer?
Ring
we
the
get
bell.
that up, Luke.
Ring
That'll
the
be one.
bell, Luke. Well, always fun. Anything else, boys, girls? I'm a farmer. Hey, Farmer Brett. Yeah, you are a farmer and a doggone good one. It's 4th of July. Let's give away some flags. Any other questions, comments?
Nope, I think that's all we
Let's
got.
play the flag. Let's play the flag. It's 4th of July. Are you a patriot? First person to call in, you got to call in 1-855-737-FARM. We'll get you American flag sent out. We got a couple hundred people watching live on the live stream. Always fun. If you miss us on the live stream, don't worry. There's several places where to see us. I'm going to play this tape, and I'm going to thank you all. I'm going to let Connor finish up because I have a habit of over talking him. This is where you can catch us on the replay.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to watch more episodes, you can find us on YouTube, Acres TV, or you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify.
That's my beautiful wife. I'll be seeing her later today. If you're watching, Gina, I'll be home in a little bit. All right. Closing thoughts, Connor B.
Yeah, everyone have a safe and happy 4th of July. I think we're going to be wet, and that's A-okay with me. We can use the precipitation, and we'll be back Friday. We'll see what these markets are going to do. Right now we're seeing some weakness, but we'll see where we go. So, Tommy, to you and your family, have a great 4th of July.
Same to you, buddy. See you soon.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.